So, how was it?
So this is a little one step higher than, technology is one step higher than DS2. It's kind of, you saw the actual from the game engine. So if you look very closely to the Sophia Lillis close-up, it's not a cutscene, it's not a demo scene, it's a...
Phil, what did you think about that video?
Just what an amazing, I'd say maybe teaser or a glimpse into something. Maybe it's like a signal. When I first saw it, I saw something new, something slightly sinister, but also something that was extremely Kojima-san. OD is bold, it's unique, and it's unmistakably from the studio, which is just incredible. We're deeply supporting the production. It's our technical work on Unreal that we're doing with the team, both with the kind of flashy, what you see on the screen, but also a lot of behind-the-scenes work. We have one goal in mind, which is to bring Kojima-san's vision to life for all players everywhere, and we can't wait for players to experience it.
Incitar al odio. Soy incapaz de hacerlo.
So it's so real that I didn't think that was from game.
Activision.
Yeah, it's all on Unreal, and yeah, it is a game, yes.
Esas de Overwatch iniciaron todo este desastre.
This is the race for the first time poster.
I created the main visual, Sophia looks really scared, I can't really speak about it so much, but we had like the SAG strike for like a year. We did finish the scan, but we need to do the performance capture, session.
And one thing that we can see is from Knock. What is this?
Well, Knock is a subtitle, so I am kind of designing the fear of the Knock. So I announced about like Jordan Peele before about OD. So Jordan has his kind of own different one, and of course we'll create as a game, but OD is something, there's a different kind of fear Jordan will do. Mine is like the Knock is the fear.
So the fear there is depending on director.
I really am afraid of the big knock sound, so that's why I thought, the knock is like the frightening. And I can't really talk about the red door, but there's so many hints in the teaser. Like, you see the sticker of the eye, but probably I hope a lot of people will talk about it.
What would happen when we turn on the candles?
Well, it's a game, and it's all like not a cutscene, so, it's not a game about lighting candles, so don't get that wrong, but, I can't really speak about the matches, but it's really scary, but you'll probably do in your pants or whatever, and, but even if you're scared when you play alone, there is, something. Well, sorry, my biggest fear is Phil next to me, but sorry.
So, Phil, I think this must be so scary.
Yes, and I will not be playing by myself. I'm not the best player of scary games, but it is, I believe, truly something new. And I love the bold vision to use interactive entertainment to bring new emotion out of our players. Very great.
No desahuciado, pero o sea, muy diferente a las últimas veces que estuvo en eventos.
Well, I can't really say about the environment, but I did scan it in the real live area. So for me, for OD, I want to go around all over the world where are scary kind of places. I want to scan a ghost for the first time, and I want to get an award for that. But anyways, that place that we scanned, there should be a ghost. But you hear this cracking sound? That's actually a sound that was recorded in our studio, which sometimes it squeaks in the studio or something. Maybe the ghost was there, but she's no longer there anymore. But anyways, and that's why we went to the shrine together with Microsoft to make sure that we have a safe build of the game, and we'll probably hire Well, progress
Era de
is
quiet,
very
así
well,
que anda mucho
but
por
I
Instagram.
can't say so
Cómo da risa
much.
porque está incómoda.
This is a special
Échale
system.
la
Even
prueba
the
de mi
infrastructure is totally new. No one has ever done this before, so I am, repeating, the
Verá que tú también lo
tests
recuerdas
and
más
experiments, and I
al
can't
vato.
speak anymore. I can't even say 50% or 60%. It's total different. Well, Phil is going to get angry if I speak even more.
Tal vez
So,
el estrés, man. A mí,
well, please
esta
see it
última
again. There's
chamba,
lots of
pues
hints
como
in the
les mandé
video.
fotos, vieron el cagadero que estuvo pasando por acá. Me sacó
Intento,
muchas
Phil,
ganas.
could you
Yo
give
ya
us a
tenía de por
last
sí.
words?
Yeah,
Pero
thank you,
ahora es que
Kojima-san.
prácticamente
Thank
el
you,
flick
Risa,
que nos
for
tiene acá
having
en la
us
frente,
again.
casi puras
Congratulations
canas
on
ya
10
para-
years. Just great games that our
Y yo no tenía
community,
el cabello
gaming
así.
community
A ver, a mí no
loves.
me
So
molesta
thanks
tener
for all
canas,
you've
pero
done.
sí se nota
We're
que
proud
esta
to be
mierda
bold
me sacó
supporters of
ganas por
OD,
el
honored to
estrés.
be part of this. So thank you.
はい、ビルさんありがとうございまし
Phil,
た。
thank you very much for being with us today. Please give me a round of applause.
Lo más seguro es que salga también este vato, Jeff Keighley.
またデスストランド
De hecho, debió haber aparecido.
Well, it's a little different than Death Stranding, but it's a new total title, OD. Well, this is totally different title than any other game you ever seen before. It's a game.
No,
but it's
sí va a
like-
ser noticia. Sí lo van a empezar a
Is it
comentar.
just a game?
Sí, hasta
You
a mí me
know?
sorprendió que no lo sigo. Pero, pues,
I'm
no había
really
visto
scared of this
todavía
project
bien
if it
por
will
decirlo
go
así.
well, but
cuánto no-
皆さんが
mira.
お待ちかねのこちら
¿Cuánto
の
no
情報
viene?
です。
So next, here's the information everyone has been eagerly waiting for, A24. So without further ado, let's welcome our guest from the world-renowned studio A24. Please welcome Mr. Sam Hansen.
Los de A24 son los que están compartiendo el Death Stranding. Death Stranding, el
本日はお越しいただきありがとうご
Thank you
ざい
very
ます
much for joining us today. May we have a few words of greeting from you first?
Hi everyone,
Yo creo
my
que-
name is Sam
bueno,
Hansen.
de hecho ahorita están hablando
I'm
mucho sobre las
here with my
colaboraciones
colleague
que
Vilma
están teniendo
Castaneda
con
from
famosos, con
A24,
estrellas.
and
Y
we are
con
here
el
today
Cabra
to
Spencer
honor
hablaron un
and
poquillo
celebrate
sobre,
the
pues, lo que fue el
brilliant,
desarrollo del OD,
visionary
que sigue sin
artist,
fecha.
our
Me
partner,
parece que andaba el
our
rumor de que
friend,
para
Hideo
2028
Kojima.
iba a salir, pero
So,
quién sabe con eso.
Vilma and I are
Hombre,
thrilled and
ni
honored
Dios
to
te
be here
oiga,
today
vato, con la roca.
with you all, and tell all the fans watching hello, to look back
Es
at all
que
the
él mismo
amazing
se ha
work
pasado.
that Kojima-san and
Se
his
ha pasado de
amazing team
vivo,
have
¿verdad? Es
have
demasiado
put together, and to look
Sí.
ahead at all the exciting work that is coming our way,
Y el
including a
Kojima se
filmed
ve como que
adaptation
ha sudado
of Death
por
Stranding.
completo de aprender
which we're
inglés.
incredibly
Si
excited
tiene
about.
una intérprete ahí al lado todo el tiempo.
ありがとうございます
Thank you very much.
皆さんご存知かと
I'm sure everyone is already familiar with the studio, but please allow me to give a brief introduction of A24. A24 is a film and television studio that has revolutionized the entertainment industry by producing some of the most influential and critically acclaimed films and TV series in recent years.
Bueno, apenas estuvo el
Founded in
vato
New
este,
York in
creador de Mad Max en el estudio
2012,
de-
A24 has built a library of over 150 films and more than 50 television series, earning widespread recognition both critically and commercially, including over 21 Academy Awards, 14 Golden Globe Awards, and 18 Emmy Awards.
Bueno, él fue
Partnering
Tarman.
with major streaming
En Death Stranding
platforms,
2.
A24 produces
Pero
and distributes
están teniendo
works
un evento
across
con
all
ellos en
genres,
Atlanta.
now streaming in more than 180 countries worldwide. With that in mind, could you tell us
No,
once
Deadman
again about
es el
how this
otro.
collaboration
Es
came about and
Guillermo.
what's the status
Sí.
of this project today?
Guillermo otro.
Thank you, Risa-san. Such kind words.
No, no,
And,
no. Tarman.
yeah,
Se llama así,
A24
en
has
Death
always
Stranding,
stood
pero el dos.
for supporting artists,
Es el pibe que maneja
bold
una nave
artists
que
with
es
distinct
idéntica al
visions,
Metal Gear.
and I think we can all agree that nobody embodies that more than Kojima-san. And we admire at A24
No sé, men,
Kojima-san's
él
work for the same reasons
sí
we
tiene
admire
su
other master
personalidad,
storytellers.
sí tiene su
His
estilo.
games have
Death Stranding, yo se los digo,
cinematography
aunque
and
pueda
production
sonar chuclador,
design,
sí es un juego muy
and
interesante.
stage
Lento
and rich,
de cojones,
complicated characters
como dirían
and
en
vast
España.
mythological worlds
Pero sí tiene
that
lo
all
suyo.
equal iconic cinema. And for that reason, when we started talking about adapting Death Stranding into a film, we were excited by the challenge of a film matching the game's great ambitions. And we knew that we would need an extraordinary filmmaker to help us with that. And so when we got together and compared ideas for who that filmmaker voice was, Michael Sarnowski was at the top of both of our lists. And the reason for that is that Michael is an extraordinary filmmaker who can always locate humanity, even in the most complicated, vast worlds, whether it's the underground of Portland restaurants in Pig, or an alien inhabited New York City in Quiet Place, or in mythological Robin Hood, like you've never seen it before, in the upcoming film that we have with Michael, The Death of Robin Hood. And so we knew that we had our guy. And luckily for you, Michael is here with us tonight, so you have that to look forward to.
That's very exciting. So Sam has just now talked about this, but this collaboration, would you announce who will be the director?
Well, I'm a big fan of A24. They are the #1 studio that really takes care of the creator. So I thought I wanted to team up with A24. So what I wanted was someone who could write and also direct, and also knows about VFX. So we kind of, he's a big fan. I'm a big fan of Michael Sarnowski.
Today we have Michael with us, so let's welcome him to the stage. A rising star in filmmaking, director Michael Sarnowski, who received high acclaim for the movie Pig. Michael, thank you so much for joining us today. Could you please share a few words of greeting first?
Yeah, congratulations on the 10th anniversary. This is amazing to be here. We literally just finished our movie 2 days ago, and I flew right here, so recovering from jet lag, but can't think of anywhere I'd rather be.
Thank you so much, Michael.
So, Mr. Kojima, what was the reason why you chose Michael?
Well, I liked Michael's Pig, and I learned who was the director. And also, Michael did The Quiet Place, the third one. And I thought that, he has some courage to do like a big franchise after the success of 1 and 2. When I saw it, his movie, it was great. He, of course, took the essence of Quiet Place, but also he put in his art, his take. So I thought he will be a perfect person to direct Death Stranding.
And Michael, we were very curious about the story, the direction of the story. To the extent possible, could you share about the approach to directing?
Yeah, I think, initially when I came onto this project, it was a huge honor. I was terrified by the idea of taking something this big on, especially after Quiet Place, which was a really big endeavor. But it was after meeting Kojima-san and talking to A24 that I realized how much freedom they were willing to give me on this project, how, Kojima-san is a true artist, and he really wants to support other artists, and letting me play in this sandbox and in this world as much as I wanted. And that's such an honor to have that opportunity. A24 is really, an incredible company and the best out there for fostering artists and fostering these sorts of voices and telling interesting stories in ways you haven't seen them before. So I think with this project, we really want to capture the soul of the game, capture the themes of the game, but tell a story that you haven't seen in that world and explore characters you haven't seen before and find all of that scope and all of those incredible real locations, but also find all of those nuanced characters and just do justice to this on a macro and micro scale.
So, with the titles and works done by Kojima Productions, you are now looking beyond that and trying to capture that in this new film. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. We're trying to find another story that you've never seen in this same universe that is both accessible to people that have never played the games before, but will also give something to people that know the games really well. And so I think finding that balance and finding a way to really tell a human story in this world that captures everything that we love about it, as well as sort of being able to stand on its own 2 feet, is really the goal.
Well, the game takes about 70, 80 hours and you have story, but we don't want to slim that down to a 2-hour movie. So using that world, but a totally different story of Death Stranding, the movie is like, is essential and important. That's why I wanted someone who could write and direct. And I'm not going to, get involved too much, because if I do, I'm going to start saying a lot of things. But that's how I'll be like a producer, and I can trust Michael fully.
That's very exciting. We are now looking forward to more updates to come on how A24 will make this film. So first I would like to ask each of you to share a few words, starting with you, Michael, please.
Debes de pagar una comisión también.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you for including me in this world. It's such an honor, and it's such a joy, and I can't wait for this journey ahead.
Thank you very much. And Sam?
Yeah, thank you, Risa-san and Kojima-san, for including us in this. It is an honor to be here with you all, and excited to combine the brilliant minds of Kojima-san and his incredible team and all they've achieved with the brilliant mind of Michael Sarnowski, and the combination of those two is exactly the kind of film that A24 sets out to make. So we hope you all like it.
Thank you very much. We're very much looking forward to it. Thank you to the two of you. Please give a big round of applause as we send them off the stage. I am curious as to what kind of Death Stranding world A24 will create.
Yeah, we can't really say too much today, but we'll keep you posted.
So in the next stage, we will be sharing brand new information revealed for the first time today.
So second phase, I said about the live action film with A24, but I also said I want to do an animation, and this is for the movie theater, so I want to kind of have some people here. The story writer is this person.
Hello everyone, Aaron Guzikowski here, and like most of you watching today, I love the world of Death Stranding, and I'm truly honored to be working with Hideo Kojima on this project. Drawing and animation have always been near and dear to my heart, and I'm really excited about bringing this mind-bending universe to the animation film space. We can't wait to share what we've been working on, and we'll have more to share on this soon, so stay tuned for more announcements. In the meantime, wishing you, Hideo Kojima, and the entire Kojima Productions team a happy 10-year anniversary. Keep doing what you do. Your work is an inspiration to us all.
So here it is. Let's move to the center of the stage. So Death Stranding will be adapted into an animated film.
So I'm a big fan of Aaron, and he will be doing the scenario script for this.
What are the reasons why you had Aaron come on board?
Well, I've been watching his works, like Dooney's movie, and he doesn't really do so much of anime, but I thought he'll be, he had a good idea, so I wanted to work with him.
It's very exciting. So the writing will be done by Aaron, but who will be directing the segment?
I can't direct because I have, other game titles that I do, so I will probably ask to do a direction to someone else.
Will that be?
From me, it's Mr. Hiroshi Miyamoto of the ABC Anime Studio.
And we have Mr. Miyamoto from ABC Animation here with us. Please welcome onto the stage, Hiroshi Miyamoto. Miyamoto-san, would you give us a few words of greeting? Hello, everyone. I am the animation director, Hiroshi Miyamoto from ABC Animation. Very honored to be here. Thank you.
He is so nervous.
Actually, Miyamoto-san has been requesting Kojima-san.
Yes, like 2.5 years ago, I said no and no and no, but he came back all the time. But he respects me a lot, and we were talking about ideas, and I thought it was great because I grew up watching Japan animation, but I also wanted to do something a little different than the normal Japanese animation.
Right, because the original game titles are very photorealistic, so for the animation, we wanted to differentiate and make something different.
It's been like 2.5 years since we first met.
At this point, I would like to share a bit about some of the titles Mr. Miyamoto has worked on. One, he directed the Pretty-Cure 15th anniversary film, Hug, Pretty-Cure, Futari wa Pretty-Cure, All Stars Memories, which went on to achieve the highest box office revenue in Pretty-Cure history. Right, so I directed 3 Pretty-Cure films recently, but in the past I also worked on direction and producing attractions in the theme park in Osaka. So this is not well known, but I didn't know this poster would be shown at this event, so I'm a bit surprised.
Yes, like, is it okay that we're gonna make him the director, the guy who did Pretty-Cure, right? Everyone's thinking like that, right? I hope not.
So this is going to be a very, very shocking video.
It's not a teaser, it's just a part of the little bit of the animation. So I hope you could kind of watch this and enjoy.
So let's take a watch.
Era una zona desértica donde no había muchas personas, era como un pueblito, un ranchito. Y pues la pregunta es, ¿por qué no hicieron esa prueba?
Death Stranding Film Animation. ¿Tan rápido? A Sekiro apenas le van a hacer. Ya tiene varios años.
Es curioso todo eso de la sangre. Porque hay genes que se brincan hasta generaciones y luego ya vuelven a salir en una generación muy lejana. Por ejemplo, mi hermano, güey, que pues obviamente tiene la misma sangre, ese güey se parece más a la familia. Pues imagínate el güero, güey, pinche cabello rojo, la madre. Está medio alto el güey. Y yo, güey, pues sí estoy medio güey. Estoy medio pelado. El cabello no lo tengo tan rojo, tengo como un rojo oscuro.
O sea que se ve más o menos.
Por ejemplo, cuando mataron
las levantan todas, el fetiche de las latinas, andar con güeros. O más blanquitos, aunque no sean.
Así como ¿cómo se llama? El wherever güero, güey.
Ay, Tadán. ¿Qué edad que de eso? Qué rico que eso, Tadán. Gordon es el de Half-Life.
Gordon, Morgan, Morgan, pero es que
el hijo de Dios.
Ándale.
Wow. That was a very rich content. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone is as surprised as me. We just saw a battle scene. Miyamoto-san, what were some of the things you were particularly focused on in this footage? Jinro by director Okiura and others. I really like analog styled titles, so I wanted to make sure that we retain that analog feel in the work. So today, what we showed. Well, actually, I brought some other video footage that shows the making. Using those video clips, I'd like to explain what we do uniquely different from others. So what you're seeing here is this is by Yoji Shinkawa. We asked him to take a brush and use ink to create these. And these individual lines will be used for characters. So all you're seeing are just lines, the blood, the hair, shades, all drawn in lines. And then by combining this with color layers, you will see this in the final version of the video. So this is a very unique way of drawing. And as for the background as well, we work with Studio Easter, that's Dan's background. We are working with them to create this kind of backgrounds. We asked pencil artists to create these backgrounds individually for every single cut, and we combine this with the digital colors. So we use very much analog, hand-drawn cuts with the digital. So in the actual film, I think we will ask pencil artists to create 1,500 of these.
And this is quite, old footage, isn't it? And yes, it is. It's like I brought to Hideo saying, this is like the first draft, and I showed him the prototype, the first one. And we were talking about the plan of this animation, and I saw this demo, and I thought, I wasn't really sure at this part, to be honest.
Just the battle scene we saw earlier, I'm very excited to actually see the film version.
But the touch of the pencil is really difficult, isn't it? Yes, it is. I mean, I want to brush up before the film because we need to work on it a little bit more. So you want to see this kind of Puricua, right? As well, like a pencil touch Puricua.
Thank you very much. So let's all move to the center of the stage. And Mosquito, what is the meaning behind this, to the extent possible, if you can share?
Am I allowed to say this? I don't know. Okay, here goes I.
So it has to do with the main character and their ability. It's related to their ability.
Yeah, you should say a little bit more. Can we say a little bit more? And if someone says no, someone would say no. So let's talk a little bit more.
So the character has the ability to suck something.
You're already saying it. So he is going to suck something really important. It's not blood, but.
So we use Mosquito as an analogy. And this is the main character that we see in this poster. So it's not going to be Sam, right? So what kind of animated film we will see? I'm very excited. Unfortunately, it is about time to start wrapping up. So Miyamoto-san, please give us a few final words. Well, to those of you who are here and those of you watching the live stream, I think you are very much like me. In a sense that we learned how to be a cool man from Snake. We learned how to fry an egg from Naomi Hunter. When we go to karaoke, we sing Love Deterrence. And then, as an adult, we learn how to connect. What is the meaning of making connections from Sam? So we've always been attracted to the message by Mr. Kojima. And it's not superficial. It has to be something that comes from deep within for us to feel that connections. And I hope to capture that in the film. And I will make sure that we will be able to do that in our film. Thank you very much. So animated film version of Death Stranding is very exciting. Please give a big round of applause as we send Mr. Miyamoto off stage.
Whoa, he said really nice things. Yeah. Very passionate person.
Simón, yo también.
We still have a little bit more to go. Well, way more to go. So next is about the new title of another one from Kojima Productions. Okay, I'll show you the next one. Is this?
Anunció su propia línea de tarjetas.
Yeah, but this is like just starting. I'm just doing the concept all by myself, and I need to do some experiments as well, but that's about it.
What is the progress?
Well, it's still conceptual, so making characters and stuff, and also thinking about casting but no, it hasn't. It's just a start.
Still, we can hear something today, right? So today we have a video message from Herman's first business CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Hey everyone, I hope you've all been having a fantastic time today. I'm Herman Hulst, I'm the CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment's Business Group.
Yo creo que por eso van a empezar a salir más alternativas de pago.
To celebrate the 10th anniversary of Kojima Productions and the unbelievable contribution Kojima-san has made not just to games, but to the craft of interactive storytelling over the past 3 decades. Funnily enough, PlayStation is also celebrating an anniversary this year. And I think there's something fortuitous about that.
Pueden censurar lo que uno pueda comprar o no, eso ya es mucha mamada. Ahí sí se pasaron de caca.
And the worlds that you
sí
built in that journey. Across every generation of PlayStation, your unique vision has set new standards for cinematic storytelling while consistently redefining gameplay. Your daring and willingness to push boundaries to bring players unforgettable experiences, I believe, is truly one of a kind. So when we finally got to meet in person back in 2015 in Amsterdam to start this new partnership between SIE and KGP, I was just thrilled. And it's been an incredible journey. With Death Stranding, I think Kojima-san and his team truly redefined what a video game could be, both in terms of narrative as well as technical achievement.
Se busca defender mucho eso con es que es el mercado el que se autorregula. Pues sí, pero sí constantemente el hecho de que las empresas sean públicas y permite que adquieran partes de ellas y las empresas más grandes están comprando constantemente, pues las absorben todas. Es cierto que la competencia se está acabando, no hay tanta competencia como se cree o como se dice. Sí es medio chuclada eso, la verdad. La verdad está gacho porque sí, sin un ápice de pretender o ser conspiranoico, todo apuntando mucho a un orden mundial para controlar todo. Qué hueva.
That has made the PlayStation and Kojima partnership so powerful over the past 30 years. Kojima-san, on behalf of everyone at SIE, I want to wish you and the entire Kojima Productions team a big thank you and a massive congratulations on your 10th anniversary. I can't wait to see where this collaboration takes us next. To all that lies ahead.
So, message from Star, Hammond full of hopes.
Well, yeah, it's the next stage tactical espionage action game. So it'll be, using technology even further than OD because it's later up it's in the future. We don't have anything that we could show, sorry, but I just created a visual art, so maybe I could just show you that. And I don't know what you think of this.
A man standing?
Yeah, it's the main character.
We cannot see his face.
Well, we can't see, but... So, I'm doing the concept and also casting, but as I said before, there was a SAG strike, so I couldn't do the casting. So I can't really announce the main character, but there are a couple of other characters that are decided. I don't have a screenplay, but I could announce some casts. So we'll show who it will be. Okay, first person, I have a video message. Let's check it out.
Hi everyone, this is Charlie Fraser here. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. When Hideo Kojima reached out to me, it felt so surreal, like being invited into another world. I'm very proud to announce my new role in the game Isn't, and I look forward to working alongside Kojima Productions and PlayStation, and a huge congratulations to the Kojima Productions team on your 10th anniversary. anniversary. What a massive milestone, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon.
A mí me gusta mucho.
안녕하세요. 배우 마동석입니다.
And that was Charlie.
먼저 코지마 프로덕션의 10주년 진심으로 축하드립니다.
El último tren a Busan.
네, 저는 오래전부터 코지마 감독님의 작품을 너무 좋아했습니다. 코지마 프로덕션의 과감한 아이디어와 새로운 스토리텔링에 대한 열정에 깊이 감명받았는데요. 그래서 이번 코지마 프로덕션의 신작 피센트에 합류하게 되어 더욱 영광입니다. 앞으로 코지마 프로덕션에서 보여줄 새로운 여정 저도 함께 동행하면서
Ya andamos al aire, así que por favor no digan huevadas tan funables. No. Viendo el directo de Kojima Productions.
Kojima Productions の皆さん、10周年本当におめでとうございます。そしてなんとこの度フィジントに出演させていただくことになりました。
No lo he seguido jugando, les comentaba, no, el que estaba en el Ryzen, que me quedé en el acto 1.
とても緊張が続いていたのですが、精一杯できることをしていきたいなと思います。この先も撮影が何度かあると思いますが、対戦をとても楽しみにしております。頑張ります。おめでとうございました。
Yeah, those three, but of course I casted more, but it'll be like Dune all cast, kind of. So Charlie, I saw, Mad Max Furiosa, she played the mother, and I saw her other, things, and I met her too. And Don Lee is actually in Death Stranding too, but I thought, we got so close, he'll be in this new project. Now, Miss Hamabe is like, I'm really a big fan of her, so finally, she said yes. Looking forward to it. But there'll be more coming up, even the main character too, so.
So many casts, exciting. And today we have a model with new technology.
Well, I can't really say it yet, but we have DS2, and technology-wise, OD might be higher. And then on top of that, the new technology will come even more. So I'll break the barrier between movie and games. But especially like for Miss Hamabe, an Asian skin was very difficult to capture. So I was talking with 3Lateral using a new technology that they invented, and hopefully it would kind of revive the delicate Asian young lady's skin. So I just want to show you a couple of cuts of how she looks in CG. And this is not, the actual photo. This is from the game engine. And, the makeup and the hairstyle would change according to the game, so it won't be like this. But, even the lips and the redness is like future technology, and this will move in the game, and you can move the camera too. So, it's further out in the future, so I can't die until I finish this project. But, this is Miss Hamabe that I'm working seriously. I'll do anything for her, of course, Charlie and Don Lee. For me, working with people I like make me live longer, because I could go work and say, I want to meet them, But I'm getting weak today now because I'm very busy. But anyways.
So the casting is yet to go.
And also we need to, experiment on new technology, but there's so much more to go. But before that, I need to do OD, and hopefully everyone looks forward to the OD and the Fizzit new project. So up to here was the update of the future titles that we're working on.
So from here onwards, I'd like to touch on the collaboration project. Please have a look at this video.
Yo sugiero que hagan papitas bien perras, man. A mí lo que me encanta de ir a los restaurantes donde sé que son como que exclusivos de ese tipo de comida son las papitas a la francesa. Si están God, vuelvo.
papas de la francesa, papas Hasbro, no mames, al final de cuentas son papas.
完璧なものはないですね。完璧であろうとするだけで。
Papa es papa.
完璧だと思っても、まあ、時代はどんどん動いていくじゃないですか。物の見え方も変わるんで、不完全のままどんどん進んでいくというか、ユーザーの皆さんと一緒にものづくりを完成させていくという、まあ完成はないんですけど、そういう意味で。
技術的なこともどんどん変わっていくんで、20年前25年前できないことが今できたりとか、その時技術者が美味しいっていうお酒がその時の最先端のお酒なのかなと。
Ay, cabrón, hasta su propia marca de
作ってみ
saque
て
va a
いくっていう
sacar
と
el
ころが
Kojima.
大事かな
O
と。
va a colar
微生物の生育する環境を整えるのがうちらの仕事になっちゃうんで。
Para la quedada Somber, para la quedada Somber en
お
Saltillo.
酒の価値はいつ作られるんだろう。誰かが口に入れた瞬間、価値が作られる。
これうまいな。自分が言いたいことがそこにあって、そこにエンタメをうまく加工して届ける。まあ多くの人は分からなくていいんですけど、中に1人か2人はこういうことが言いたかったんだねみたいな、それが届けばいいと思ってるんで。
それが美味しいって言われるとちょっと作りとして嬉しい。
その時代時代のできる限りの一番いい技術を使って酒を美味しくする。
こんなぐらいでいいやって言って作ればもっと合理的にもできると思うし、でもそれって面白くないのかな。
こういう使い方一回もしてない。
Me dije a mí mismo, ya basta. No me sentí mal, no me puse mal, pero ya. Uno debe reconocer cuando ya abusó.
ものを作って残せば僕は死ぬけど、
Es que men, yo tragarme una botella de tequila solo, o sea, me sorprende a mí mismo.
それが動機ですね、なんかものを作ってる。
人間の技というか、意志。こういう酒にしたいという意思でできた酒。
¿Cómo puta no leí una sobredosis?
Succulents.
Ah, se ve bien verga la botella.
Se ve chida, hasta la cajita, man, está preciosa.
No mames, sí.
Now,
the collaboration between professionals of creation. So, our partner here is Shimizu Seisaburo Shoten. Please welcome Mr. Shimizu Shintaro, Mr. Uchama Tomohiro, Master Brewer, and Mr. Shinko Yoji from Kojima Productions. Thank you. So, could you let us know your passions and commitment to this project? So, Shimizu-san, please. Yes, we create sake in Suzuka, Mie Prefecture, the alcohol Zaku. So it's a great honor for me to be able to work together with Kojima-san, and congratulations on 10-year anniversary. So at this milestone, as a collaboration program, our sake was picked for the collaboration, and it's a great honor for us. And sake, as Kojima-san has been saying, new technology. But what we're doing, well, I manage the sake brewery, and Uchiyama-san next to me is the master brewer, so in charge of production of sake. And when sake brewery creates sake, master brewer creates sake. Well, actually, we do not create sake. And who does? Well, yeast, microbes. These microbes create sake in reality. And what we do is to set up the best environment for them to create sake. And that's what Master Brewer has been doing all the time.
No.
And through this collaboration, we can showcase what we are doing. And we are very delighted to be able to do so. Thank you. Chairman, please.
Yo lo pondría más como un tipo mezcal, algo así.
Kojima-san has visited our brewery. And as we are discussing, we share same values and perspectives, a lot of commonalities engaged in creation. Well, I commit to very detailed things. And, well, many people on the ground may not like it, but in case of creation, we need to commit to something, commit to details, and Kojima-san prefers this kind of taste in sake, so I try to give my 100% to the sake, and that's how I created this title, and I appreciate Kojima-san's view. So, I did all my best for this sake, and this time, yes, we made this. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Zaku Luden's package and label is so cool. Shinkao-san.
Yes, it's the 10th anniversary of Kojima Productions, and let's do a sake kind of thing. So, same as the game. So, it completes after someone plays or drinks. So I thought sake is the same, it's entertainment. So the surface, the face of the sake, I had to create a new character, or thought of creating a new character, but I thought putting Ludens there will be good. So if people drinks the sake and looks at the package and have a good time, I think I will be delighted. And Hideo, the tasting you did, and yes, I did all the tasting, and Zaku was one place that I was very interested, because they were saying similar of what we say, of how we create things. So I went to their brewery, and what was the most interesting part is like they're facing living things, like whether it's a micro or whatever, it's living. So same as us, we're dealing with living fans and people. So I think this collaboration, I learned a lot as well. But this collaboration sake will be great. So I hope everyone will be happy to drink this soon.
And the information is available on the official website of Kojima Productions, and you can buy this from today. So please check this out and buy this sake. So, Shimizu-san, Uchiyama-san, Shinkao-san, thank you very much for being with us today. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you.
This sake will be very good. Two types, but I hope you select the one that you're interested in. And the bottle will be a great collectible as well, because we design with detail too.
Some announcement here to celebrate the 10th year anniversary of Kojima Productions. We will be holding the special exhibition.
This is like a Kojima Production exhibition, kind of, and will be a lot of archives that we could kind of show, and the vision of the future, plus looking back to 10 years. So we hope that, you could go see this exhibition, where you'll have a bunch of Kojima Production stuff, but make sure you stay tuned for more information soon about this exhibition. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move over here for the second phase. We're still talking about second phase, a little further out than second phase, but we have so much information that we released already, but sorry, we didn't show much. Okay, now we were saying about the third phase, that we're going to go out of the next, I don't know, using the Kojima Production spaceship, going out of our Milky Way even, So I said that there are currently live-action films and games, and that was all created. We created all IPs from there. But of course, we'll continue doing that. But I said, in phase 3, there'll be something totally different, like right in between, movies or games with AIs and everything involved. And it'll be something totally new medium, and we're going to have a new IP from that. And also, one more point is that you'll have entertainment more closely tied up your normal life. From here, I can't show you anything because I haven't brought anything today, and I can't show you inside my head. But I've invited so much guests, special guests, who will be the people who will be making the next 10 years of entertainment, of digital entertainment. They will talk about how the future will change in the entertainment world. So we want to do a little panel of the future of entertainment in the next 10 years. And I think all these people could see and foresee the future. The members are great. You will forget everything you saw today because this panel is like so, the guests are great. All right, we're just getting the guests ready. And I only have 10 years of my life, right? So I have just a little bit more to live. So I was wishing that I could go out of space and get like a virus that I could live forever, or I don't know, go on a Andromeda train and go somewhere to get like an android body and live forever. But anyways, let's introduce the special guest today.
So we will invite a panel of guests who have deep connections to Kojima Productions. So first, I would like to introduce the moderator for this special panel, creator and producer of the Game Awards and host of Summer Games Fest, Jeff Keighley.
A huevo, el marido de Kojima ya salió.
So I will hand over to Jeff to moderate this panel.
Thank you so much. Great to see you. Hello, everyone. Mr. Kojima, congratulations on 10 years. We're so proud of you. And great announcements today for OD, Fizzent, and so many other things. But this is something that's going to be really special, as Hideo said. We're going to look far into the future of how games and entertainment are going to converge in an even bigger way. And I know that's part of your vision, Hideo. And we have some very special guests with us, some surprise guests. They're going to join us on stage. Mr. Kojima, before we begin, any thoughts as we lead into this special panel?
Well, we're going to call all these legends that we're going to have all these people up on stage, but, you know, I have to talk about my future, but I want to listen to their future, and hopefully we could connect the next 10, 20 years in the event world. So I want everyone to think at the same time, too.
Yeah, this is really a panel about vision of where entertainment's going to go, and I think it's going to be really fascinating. So should we welcome our special guest now, Mr. Kojima? Okay, great. All right, well, our first special guest is someone who you know from Death Stranding. He's Tarman, but he's also the director of the legendary Mad Max series. It is such an honor to have him with us live here in person. Please welcome the great George Miller.
A huevo, está George Miller. Sí salió.
Great to see you, George. But that's not all. Next, please welcome the world-renowned Oscar-winning filmmaker who also appeared in Death Stranding as Dead Man, Guillermo del Toro, everyone.
Mira, Guillermo del Toro. A ver. Mira, ese de Frankenstein no le he visto.
And finally, the legendary figure of Japanese animation who has also appeared in Death Stranding. You know him as the pizza chef in Death Stranding 2, Mamoru Oshii-san. Thank you all for joining us. Please have a seat. Well, this is once in a lifetime to have all you guys here for Hideo's anniversary, of course, but also the theme of this panel is the future of entertainment, visions from legends. So first of all, I wanted to ask all you guys, what did you think of Hideo's announcements? We got a credit card, we got sake, we got games, a little bit of everything. What are your thoughts? Starting with you, George. What did you think of his announcement?
Well, first of all, it didn't stop. It goes on and on. It's like a massive feast for somebody who, like everyone around, is into consuming this stories, particularly coming from you. It just goes on and on. It's even got sake. And
ponerte hasta atrás es un efecto
just wonderful to look ahead to it. And to see where it's going. There's so many dimensions to it. That's what's so fascinating to me.
Guillermo, what are your thoughts?
I was hoping for a diet pill, but he didn't do one.
Pero es que aunque no te excedas, si la bebida contiene algo de alcohol o no has comido bien, se sube más fácil, se sube más rápido.
We eat all Juji, and him and I had a
Yo casi
couple of
siempre ando
sessions.
tragando mierda, ya sea vino, tequila o cerveza, procuro andar comiendo algo para que no se me
He's so
suba el
good at
toque.
horror, and I think he's a master at it. So I'm expecting much fear to come
Y
my
en el
way.
caso de, por ejemplo, mi
Looks
hermana,
incredible.
ella
Oshi-san, what are your thoughts
yo no
on
lo
Mr.
creo, a mí se me hace
Kojima's
lo
announcements?
contrario,
Got animation coming
que
too, right?
tomar no le da hambre. Que al despertarse al otro
Yeah, I
día
was
sí trae
surprised
mucha
about the
hambre, pero que mientras
animation.
toma, ¿no?
I
Y
wasn't
que si come,
sure you were
mientras
working on
estás
it. I didn't
tomando,
know
le
you were
empieza a
working
dar
on so
asco.
many different projects. I
A mí
wonder
se me hace muy
if
raro.
it's
A
good
mí es
for
todo
you,
lo
actually.
contrario. Mientras estoy comiendo
For me,
algo,
I think you work 10 times more than I do.
mejor, mucho más digerible
And you are reaching so far and so wide, and I'm a bit worried. Personally, my wish is for Kojima-san to work on something alone, something that is truly by Hideo Kojima. Maybe you can write a novel. Maybe that's something you can think about. In any case, you're making sake. That was a surprise. For me,
es que sabe dulce.
I only work maybe 3 hours per day. I spend the rest of the day just playing Kojima-san's games. I don't know, what should I say? What else I can say? I was surprised you were working on so many different projects. We are working in the same industry, but what a difference. I'm 10 years or so older, but when we think about 10 years from now, it will be a quite tough discussion.
Su madre, man, el
Well, I
proyecto
know,
ese
Hideo, you're
espionaje
restless about
táctico que
sort
trae
of
Fideo Kojima
where the industry is
está
going.
programado
And
para
there's so many
salir por lo
ideas
menos
in
hasta
your head.
2030.
And we want to talk maybe about this
Ya
next
vamos a estar
phase
bien
of entertainment.
tieso.
And all you guys, I think, have thoughts about this, right?
Todavía está en artes conceptuales.
Well,
Todavía no hay ni siquiera una
entertainment
data definitiva.
is in the brink of time where it could change with quantum computers, AI, and streaming services. So the next 5-10 years, the creators need to change because the technology changes, the environment changes, the audience would change. So what can we make in that era is the key question here.
Well, that's a big question to unpack, but let me start with you, Hideo. Question to all of you. What do you think is going to be the sort of the biggest radical shift in how we experience stories in the next decade? I know, Hideo, you've seen this kind of, merging of cinema and games and all the technologies, the same technology that's being used to build these things. How is that going to change how we experience entertainment? Not, in 2026, but 10 years from now.
Well, movies, novels, games, the current ones would remain. Even the films in theaters would remain. But it's now all digital. Movies, music, even books, and also streaming. And you'll have everything in digital. So the audience could have just one platform, like an iPad or a smartphone, and you could, retrieve any kind of entertainment. Everything was all apart before, like novels were paper on books, films and movie, but this will be all merged kind of together, not as one, but it will create more new things, like movie and games in between something medium. medium, or novel and movie in between medium. Something that we never seen before will probably be born. And also AI comes in, and all Hollywood movies and our games, the cost was so high, but with AI it'll be more low cost and budget. So you could now create with small teams or even alone using those technologies. So it won't be like a gigantic team will be needed for anything. You'll be much more speedy with smaller teams.
George, any predictions from your what excites you or what you think is going to
es una cosa diferente, o sea, es algo único. Si yo tuviera el dinero, lo compraría, la neta.
Without question, there is change, and it's happening more rapidly than we've ever seen before. And that's basically the evolution of technology from the very beginning. So here we are. I like a lot of people, I've been really interested in AI, not only how it affects what we do in storytelling, but in medicine. Going back to the medical school where I went to see how it's affecting that, and at the world at large. And in every one of those arenas, the thing I hear most is that what may have taken a year or 2 years, now it's shifting so quickly, might be just a week or 2 weeks. So it's a fantastic and scary ride. In all those arenas too, people are talking about the ethics of it, which is really good, and that's always been the story
¿Qué dices?
And art and human endeavor, going way back. So there's a kind of dichotomy to it. Even though the technology is changing, there's some things that are always constant, and that is the fundamentals of storytelling. Without going on too long, the one thing that's unique about Australia, where I come from, is that there is a culture that's a surviving culture that's at least 65,000 years old in the indigenous Australians.
Yo creo que voy por mediados de noviembre, inicios de noviembre.
They basically
Ahí les
navigated
aviso
the
si
world,
siempre sí se hace.
everything in the universe through story. And I realize that's what's happening across all time and space. However deep into the future, whatever future we have, we'll still go through that process. The technology will change. For me, I've enjoyed the ride, always. I'm amazed how every one of the films I've made has been influenced by the tools at any moment. So it's exciting. It's also a bit scary, but it's wonderful.
Guillermo, building on that idea, story is at the core, of course, of everything. But is the audience do you think they will experience stories in radical new ways?
La botella más barata del saque está en $2,200.
I don't know. I think that every time there's a technological change, it takes a minute for humans to find their spirit back in the art. I think that when photography came and overtook the need for realism in painting, academic realism, it took a little bit for us to experience then symbolism, impressionism, and things that were searching for something else rather than surrendering to photography. I think that, I'm 60, so I'm starting to get a little alarmed, but it's what happens when you're 60. You have prostate exams and you get alarmed. But I think that we have to find the human spirit in what is coming. I don't think it's enough to have speed and delivery and comfort when you're talking about storytelling. It's about depth.
Yo no le jugaría al vivo a menos que traiga una pistola a la mano.
I'm not skeptic. I think we may find it, but the future that I look forward to is when technology, which is a thing of its own.
Yo prefiero salvar mi trasero.
It dictates and is a bit of a tyrannical move forward. is what we experience. No one knew that the biggest change in architecture in all of the world would come from a car, but all our cities transformed from that car. So in my opinion, what we are experiencing, which is wild, crazy, in many ways motivated by industrial and stock desires by big companies, that we can find the human spirit. And to me, what I'm looking forward in 10 years is sort of finding a way to get the emotion into that. There's a very significant pact we have as humans with image. And I think a lot of that pact depends on us believing there is something, someone sacrificed or someone suffered for that image behind of that. It's not enough to generate facsimiles of images. I'm really concerned if we are still going to connect. That's the only thing that we need to take care of, connecting, because that's the function of art is not just to render, and it's not just to make feasible, it's to actually express and connect. And that's why I was very moved by Death Stranding when I first played it. First of all, I saw that I got into the shower with Norman Reedus and was slightly alarmed. But second, I was incredibly moved by what it was seeking, which was connection and frailty. And I love when that happens, especially with Hideo, when things that are highly evolved are seeking the basic emotion. So my hope for the future is a bit of the past.
So true. Oshi-san, we've heard thoughts from Hideo, George, and Guillermo. Anything to add on there about how you think the stories will evolve?
Espérate. Antes de cualquier wea, Donetel, ahí le va. Ahí está.
Well, with all these technological changes, it is true, as an animated film director, I've been working in the industry for over 50 years, but what's happening over the past 5-6 years is comparable to what has happened over the past 5 decades. We are seeing rapid change, drastic change, even hand-drawn titles. We take motions, and also AI is being introduced into the field. We are using AI as tools. So the animation, the creation process has already undergone significant change. And every time we do or we work on a project, everything changes. So if we are working on a title every 3 years, by the time we are finished, everything has changed. All the technology behind has changed. We need to start anew. When it comes to story, for me, essentially, I think from long ago, stories have not changed too much. As humans remain human, I think stories will remain unchanged. But the characters that express the stories where I want to pay attention to, of course, the characters are fitting for the given time, characters that have that foreshadow the times to come. So I think those are the characters that I need to focus on and shed light on. The story itself, it can be anything. It doesn't matter what the story is. Even a classical story, it's completely fine. But to act the story out, the characters that appear in the story are important. Especially for me, what I do is animation. So the theme, perhaps for my industry, is slightly different from the film industry, because we don't rely on actors. We need to rely on ourselves and what goes on in our own minds, and try to create that into animations. So that's an advantage as well as a challenge for us. For technology and how it affects storytelling, since changes are occurring rapidly, even if we go against the changes, we cannot. We are washed away. And when you try to ride this tide, it's also difficult. But maybe another option is to ignore all those changes happening. Perhaps that's one option for us as human beings. And for people who do not have a real existence, maybe like cyborgs and clones, I'm attracted to these beings. So that's maybe where I'm coming from. But maybe we need to be more aware that we have become these beings in a sense. Everyone here, I've been saying this for over 10 years, we've become more like cyborgs. Everyone is like a cyborg. Everything is connected. We are all connected to something else, and acquiring freedom is going to be more difficult in the future. So maybe we need to think about what to do in that state. So that's something I've been thinking about lately.
Wow, great insight. And you talked about sort of the positive aspects of this, but also some of the fears, right? Of human keeping the connection. We always talk vision panels about the great things, but I'm curious for each of you, what do you think is the darkest possibility you see? What would you do to prevent it? The fear that all this technology, what could it lead to that would be?
Mira, la que sí estaría bonito ver sería la de Chainsaw Man. Esa película sí me gustaría verla. And
how do you think we can prevent it? Starting with you, Hideo?
¿Qué?
Dark? Okay. Well, just as Mr. Oshii said, stories haven't changed from a long time ago. The mythology.
Si saben dónde no poder verla, estaría curioso para no verla en Discord.
Japanese folklore, Asian folktales are quite the same. But I don't see anything from there. It's like the person who tells the story is very important, the storytellers. So these people have changed over the eras. So even if it's the same story, it changes according to the storyteller. I mean, like, people who told that story 500 years ago, 100 years ago, today, they live in a different environment and technology. So how that storyteller tells the story will, of course, change. The meaning, the root of the story will never change, but how the details and how it's told is really reliant on their background. Like, for instance, these days, everyone has a smartphone. And everyone is a storyteller, and everyone can just choose what they want to tell. So you have to look at, as a human being, how do you tell the basic instincts of the human is also the key.
So I imagine with that, there's so many stories that can be made so quickly, so rapidly. We talk about AI, how quickly things can be generated and whatnot. Is that a dark possibility, George? That there's sort of too many stories, or we're over? Like, how does something really matter, right? When there's so much content out there.
Son casi la misma experiencia, pero Cinépolis es un poco mejor en mi opinión.
The contradictions. There is no question, first of all.
Las palomitas de Cinépolis están más baratas que Cinemex, eso sí me llama la atención.
It's part of, I think it's pre-human. If you look at the instinctual behavior of animals, there is a narrative. But for humans, where there's no question, it's an essential part of how we try to understand the world. Now, with the technology making it available to everybody, the real question is which of the stories which are kind of going to get traction, even if it's within a
mí la única cosa que no me gusta de los muebles forrados con cuero es que a veces acaloran el trasero, man. Se siente como que incómodo, como se te resbala la ropa en ellos.
People invest deeply into those belief systems, and hence we get cults and of all kinds, religious cults, political cults, and so on. That narrative we see played out across time, and it's accelerating. So it comes down to, I'm already hearing it, picking up the term AI slop. There's so much out there, and people aren't necessarily consuming it. Just
Provecho.
What are the stories that have?
Pero asegúrate que en la sala hay otras personas. No te pones con dos pibes nada más. o tres que fueron ahí a hacer
work
maldades,
intensely
travesuras.
on the human being, as you were saying, and what are the platforms through which they're going to be experienced? It's impossible to tell. It's with, it seems to be the case with all technology. Nobody imagined the internet when they first worked on it as a way, as a counter to nuclear. The first web was a military exercise. Nobody imagined that we would be doing that today. With the telephone, Bell was basically trying to figure out how to help people who were deaf. Had no idea that it would become that.
No lo autorizo, ni lo haga.
So there's no predicting. One of my favorite sayings is,
el queso solo en los nachos y con harto chilito de
life is what happens when you're making other plans. And I think that's been our story. We have no real sense of it, but we must attempt.
Es que el combo pareja y el cuate están bien surtidos los dos.
Chaotic and bewildering, and people shrivel in their spirit. On the other hand, there is an excitement.
Bueno, es que es pareja de que
so
vienen
many
dos, no de que
I've been trying to get this story. I'm desperate about this story. But the budget's too high.
Bueno, si hay descuento de parejas, ahí se aprovecha y bésalo en la boca.
And then I can do it because it doesn't cost much. That's wonderful. I know.
Sí.
4-year-old kids.
Que lo abraces, que lo chiques y todo eso, no.
To take their dinosaurs and do close-ups and wide shots and cut it together. They're already starting at 4. I know a girl, a little girl, she's 6 years old, who's the daughter of a friend of mine, who's already creating content on YouTube and getting the feedback of response and honing her skills as to how to tell a compelling story. So it's available to everybody.
Capaz que hasta por esa mamada quieren fundar luego en Twitter. Bueno, a los que están jugando en Twitch o en directo por atropellar a gente menos esas mamadas. Lo van a ver, que van a querer fundar por esa huevada.
The humanity. And that's the case. That's always been the case across all time. That's the.
Es que va a pasar como lo de Hogwarts Legacy, que hasta se va a salir del juego, men. Nada más por las ideas. Hay pinche gente también queriendo boicotear el juego, los libros.
Without going on too long, I spent most of my adult, even from childhood, trying to understand, most of my adult life, trying to understand how to tell stories. And then when I became a storyteller, it became not only how do I tell stories, but why do I tell stories?
Pues
and
más
I think
bien
that question will still
tiene que haber consecuencias por usar hechizos así de poderosos, mierdas.
How is changing?
Ya dejando de lado incluso la parte moral de asesinar, sino que man, si es algo que one-shotea,
some of our stories get so chaotic and wild that we kind of destroy
por hacer algo así, ¿no?
I mean, there are those two.
Y el Avada Kedavra no hace.
Guillermo, is there? You know, we talk about all this content that we made and, you know, the idea of humanity and great stories. There's also
Pero es que hay demasiadas facilidades para hacerlo, no sé. O sea, la misma magia debería tener su propia restricción. Más o menos lo quieren llevar de que, es que es lo que fragmenta tu alma, pero el vato hizo otras cosas también para fragmentar su alma y hacer los horrocruxes. Yo creo que está mal hecho el sistema de magia de Harry Potter. Pues yo creo eso.
I really like it, and that is on anything, cars, clothing,
Hunter x Hunter,
entertainment, whatever you want. I think that the interesting thing is to take a stance on what we do. I mean, we talk about stories being told at a rapid pace all the time. I think that we have a threshold